How difficult is it to manage and to learn how to run Facebook ads for motivated sellers if you're a real estate investor or a wholesaler and you've never done this before? All right, so I got a bunch of accounts here. We're going to go through them. So I've got here, this is one ad account, which we have one nationwide campaign running. This campaign is running. Now, I name them in a way that I can quickly look at the campaigns and know exactly what they are. I always begin with the date. The lead form is how we're collecting. Short is just, it's a different modified version of the lead form. The geographic targeting is two are Florida, one's nationwide. The targeting associated with that, and then the creative dynamic means that we take a bunch of images, videos, etc., put it into an ad, and then Facebook will just show it. And so dynamic HW means a handwritten note. I'll show you what that looks like. And then basic is just the type of images we're creating. And then CBO times 4-1250 is just our nomenclature for the type of account. Now, by the way, so this is not as difficult as it may seem. Well, in fact, we actually set all this up for people. So if you wanting to have us set this up for you, click the link in the description. We'll set it up. All you got to do is just manage it. And I'm going to show you how we do that here. It's like driving a car. Like if the dealer asks you, if you wanted to buy a car and the dealer asks you to build a car, you probably would never drive because you're not going to build a car. But the dealer gives you the car, gives you the owner's manual and says, hey, go ahead, run it. Here are the directions. If you have any problems, then let us know. That's what we do with our clients. So 5 leads at $5.35 per lead, insane cost per lead. 4 leads on one Florida campaign, 2 leads and another one that's a total of $16.36 and $19.90, which is a great cost per lead for Florida leads. The total average cost per lead is $11.12. And if you notice here, it says maximum. This is the total time that the campaign has been running. I will generally look at the last 7 days just to see where they're at. So I tend to look at maximum, and then I'll look at, it's not so apparent here. I'll look at another one for you because these campaigns have not been running for that long. I could do a breakdown here. So I can do breakdown by day, and I can see how the leads are coming. So today's the 3rd. We had on the 1st, when the campaign was first created, 2 leads. Then we had 2 leads, 3 leads yesterday. Today we haven't had any leads. That's okay. It'll happen. Some days you'll have a bunch of leads. Some days you don't have that many leads. Some days you might have 0 leads. But it all kind of just works itself out. For Florida campaign, we had 1 lead, then 2, and then 1. This one here, we had a couple leads. Nothing today so far. So right now, as it stands, there's nothing really for me to change about this campaign. I'm going to let it be. And that's it. If you were running this thing, just this ad account, this would be the amount of work you need to do. At this point, you go and you check out and you go talk to these sellers and you try to put some deals together. Now, one of the things that we always try to do, that I always try to do, and I share this with my clients, is just different ways and different ads to try and be creative and get attention. So I can't believe I'm showing you this, but here's some of the tricks. This is a note that I wrote and I made an ad out of it. Just took a picture and that became the ad. So you can do all those kinds of stuff, right? Now I'm going to close this account. That's it. We're done. Let's look at another one here. This ad account here has a lot of stuff in it. So this ad account is targeting Florida only, and then lead forms. Now, this depends on your budget. This particular client has a bigger budget, and so he's advertising heavily across a bunch of different ad accounts, a bunch of different campaigns. So for you, if you only have a budget of $20 a day, you may only have 1 campaign that you're looking at, and that's it. Now, here with the Florida leads, let's take a look at the Florida leads. So the Florida leads here, we have, this one has, let's see, this one has 2 leads. This one has 12 leads. So this one has been doing well. 12 leads, $16.41. This one is 2 leads, $23 per lead, which is fine. This one here has spent, okay, so this is an example. That one there has spent $74 and it has not generated a lead. So we're going to do this. We're simply just going to pause it, and then that's it. If we wanted to replace that, we would take this campaign, one of these campaigns, and just duplicate it, and then that's it. Now, if we look at the other ones here, there's another one here. This is Core States. That one has spent $40 and has not produced any leads. So I'm going to cut that off. And then now here, this one, I'm going to let them be. I'm going to refresh this just so that way I'm only seeing the campaigns that are actually running. So let's go ahead and clean this up. And then now I have a total of 19 campaigns running at 1980 per lead. I will do a last 7-day report, a slight increase, but not bad. And then what I'll do is I'll just take and do a quick, let's say, a couple days report from the 30th until the 2nd. Let's see here. Hold on. From the 30th to here, update. So $24 per lead, slight increase, but still the generating leads right now. I'm not going to do anything to touch this. If I wanted to bring in another campaign, I would just duplicate one of these. I didn't not even make any changes to the campaign, duplicate it, launch it, and then just wait to see if I get leads. And that's it. Here's the thing to consider, all right, from a conceptual standpoint. You have to think about Facebook ads and the audience. So when I select Florida, there's 12 million people in Florida. Your ad's not going to show to 12 million people. Your ad's going to show to a very small audience. And sometimes you have no control of who that audience is. If Facebook picks the right audience, you're going to get tons of leads. If Facebook picks the wrong audience, you're going to get nothing. And so you have to think about it as you're fishing in this big lake. And every campaign is a rod that you're putting out there. And you're going to put as many as you want out there. And some of them are going to hit. Some of them are not. The ones that don't, you pause them. The ones that work, you keep them. And that's how it works. That is the simplest explanation I can give you about Facebook ads and your process for doing this. All right, so that one is done. Let's look at another one. This one here is one that's targeting our top 95 cities. So this is a highly targeted campaign, top 95 cities. Right now, it is let's take a look at maximum. Let's see, hold on. Maximum is $14, 14 leads at $15 per lead. Again, considering that we're targeting major metro cities, excellent cost per lead. 14 leads. Now, I can look at this and say, how is it like the last 7 days? It's $17 a lead. Slight increase, but still good. Let's take a look at the last 3 days here, and it's 20 per lead. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'm not going to let it go. But let's say that, now here's the thing. I can look at the breakdown of this, and I can see that, let me see. Let me go back 7 days so we can see that. So you can see that it had a couple days where it didn't pick up any leads, but now it's starting to pick up again. Because on the 2nd, it picked up 2 leads. On the 2nd, it picked up another 2 leads. So I'm going to let this one go because there was a bit of a lull here, but now it's picking back up. And I'm going to let it go. So that's the extent of that. Again, all these campaigns are campaigns that this one here had a payment error. So we're going to go ahead and not mess with that one right now. Sometimes Facebook will flag the payment method, and so we have to go back and forth with them. All right, so this is another one that is targeting states. This one has 6 leads. This is a new campaign, $17 per lead. I don't have enough data there to really make a difference if I look at the last 7 days, only because it's just been running. Today, no leads today, but that's okay. It's still early today. Yesterday had 1 lead. So, we're going to keep an eye on this one right now. If we look at the total cost per lead here, it is within KPI. For states, typically, if we're at $20 per lead or less, that's great. Nationwide, if we're at $15 per lead, that's great. And some of the accounts that I showed you, I was $5 per lead. That's amazing. So it's like fishing in a pond, and then you hit this spot where you're like, oh my God, I'm going to become a fisherman because all the fish are biting here. And like literally your friend could be right next door and say like, what's going on? I'm not catching any fish. That's how it works. And then you just pause the campaign and duplicate it. Here's another one. Now this one's running nationwide. Let's see the nomenclature here. Images only, and then this is just a test that I'm running. If you notice, the campaigns are a bunch of different budgets. And this one has 14 leads at $6.83 per lead. Holy cow. This is pretty cheap. Let's see, nationwide. It's interesting. Yeah, these are nationwide. So this one has, these are some new images that I'm testing here. These top 2 are two new type of images, not the handwritten note. That was just like a crazy experiment. But these are like new images that I'm testing. 5 leads at $3.60 per lead. That's insane. How did they do yesterday? 6 leads, $38 spent. Let's see how it's doing today. Today is 3 leads. How did it do on Thursday? Thursday, 5 leads. So, I mean, that's a pretty good lead flow. I mean, that'll keep you busy. So 5 leads, spending 45 a lead. Let's go a breakdown so we can kind of see what the breakdown is. If we do maximum. You can see here, this is, 1 lead, then 2 leads, and 2 leads. This one, 2 leads, but then nothing so far today. 1 lead, nothing so far. So, this is, right now, there's nothing for me to do. This is running great. I'm going to let it go. Let's take a look at this one. Now, this one is a tough one because this one we're targeting really tight geographic regions, very specific areas and states. And so we have to do a bit of massaging in order to make this work, but we did make it work. We're making it work. This one here is just starting. So right now it has, we just have 2 leads at $27 per lead. But interesting thing is that, we're targeting, you can see the cities here. We're targeting Kansas City, Buffalo, Virginia, Maryland. So we're targeting like really tight spots. Buffalo, New York, for example. So, for us to get leads at $30, where if you do a PPC campaign, you're going to get leads at 200, 250 minimum. Now, granted, a 250 lead, you can argue with Chico that $300 lead for Google is infinitely more, theoretically more qualified, right? Because they're in hyper search mode trying to figure out their problem, a solution to their property. But these are 30 leads. I mean, that's why, like with Facebook, here's the thing to consider with Facebook leads, because I get this question all the time. It's an interruption-driven platform, and there was one of my past students, and now he's doing his own thing. He had a post that he made that was really insightful, which Devin, which I believe is very accurate. With PPC leads, right? You're going to get a high-quality lead, but they're only going to be like your lead potentially, because many times they just go through and fill out a bunch of forms. But you may have 24, 48 hours max before now that lead starts to be is going to be served ads from YouTube, from different Google campaigns, demand gen from Facebook and TikTok. So really, what you're doing is when you're getting leads at $27, like I'm showing you here, or even $5, you're getting leads that are pretty much, they are motivated because they fill out a form with a gazillion questions. So they are definitely motivated, but you're not paying that sky high price. Like, you're not getting that first sandwich that gets delivered from that restaurant that day. You might be getting the 5th sandwich, but guess what? That 5th sandwich, just as good. What makes a difference? You make the difference. If you talk like you got a sock in your mouth, we're going to have a problem. It doesn't matter whether you definitely don't want PPC leads if you got a sock in your mouth. I always say that. And you're probably wondering, Chico, have you ever tested talking with a sock in your mouth? Frankly, I do not want to. And if you would want to, let me know how that goes. But there's some people that sound like that. But bottom line is that you're getting a high quality lead. You're getting somebody with intent, and you're paying a lot less for that lead. All right. Let's go to continue on here. This account here is targeting a combination of Florida and Tampa. So let's take a look at here. We have Florida campaigns here. These Florida campaigns are at $16, $17. This one's a little bit high. Now, this particular client is willing to spend up to a certain amount per lead. But we evaluate these based on what else are we getting. So in this scenario, somebody might say, $50 a lead, that's pretty good for Florida. But I say, well, we're getting already a $16 and $17 a lead. So this one for $50, gotta go. So we're just gonna pause that campaign. This one here, we got Tampa. Actually, no, that was Tampa. You know what? I made a mistake. Let me go back. This Tampa one, okay, so the Tampa one, clients willing to spend up to $60 per lead. So that one's gonna stay. Because it's $50 per lead. This one's $35 per lead for 3. This one is high. So we're going to go ahead and pause this one because it's gotten above our KPI. And then this one here is a Tampa, 3 leads is $66. And then this was Tampa is 6 leads at $33. So this one's doing pretty well. I'm going to look deeper into this one here. In terms of what the creatives are. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I got this one here too as well. All right, let's take a look at another account. This is one running nationwide campaigns. And this one we have, let's see here, maximum. So we have a total of 7 leads at $10 per lead. Now, here's the interesting thing about this particular ad account. It took us a couple of campaigns of starting and restarting in order for us to get traction. Something that happens. It's like putting a pole out to fish. Like you put a pole, oh, no fish. Okay, take it back. So, but these campaigns are relatively low dollar value. So let's imagine that you were running this campaign. You didn't have that much of a budget. So now you have a campaign that's running, and this campaign is running at $12.50. All right, and it's gotten 4 leads at $9.39. So you could still run these sort of campaigns at a low budget. Now, it has to be nationwide if you're on a low budget, simply because you're not going to get enough lead flow. But I mean, we do deals, nationwide all the time. So, and we get, the other day I was running a campaign nationwide, and I got a lead in Miami. And I try to get leads in Miami, get nothing, and then I do a nationwide campaign, and I get the lead in Miami. It just works that way. Like I might do a campaign in Florida and get not that much traction, but then I run a nationwide campaign, and then I get a bunch of leads in Florida. So it's not. It's sometimes a bit of nuances associated with these ads, and we teach you how to do this if you're in one of our programs. But keep in mind is this: once we set it up, like if we set it up or you follow our instructions and you set it up, the management of them on a daily basis is just looking at the data, making the decisions, copying and pasting, etc., and then that's it. You might change geography, you might remove a state, add a state, but that's about it. All right, we're almost there. This one here is one in which, let's just go ahead and just go by these. This one is targeting the top 15 states for this particular client. We got a combination of tests going on in here. What I do typically is I test a bunch of stuff, and then I give it to my clients and say, hey, you run this. This is the image. So then that saves them money. So some of this stuff might seem a little bit weird. Like, what does that all mean? It's just, I understand it because I'm the one that's doing the test. Here we've got a combination of, now here's an interesting one. So let's take a look at here. So this campaign is at $28 per lead states. This one is at $27.80 per lead. And then these are at 13 and 946. So this one and this one are identically the same. All right. These two are the same. And then this one, let me see. No, let me see. Yeah, I got to dig into this one. This is only my images. And then this is images only. Got it. So this one is only images that we're advertising right now. So the images are winning. And then, which is interesting because if you would have asked me this November of last year, I would have told you, man, videos are the ones that are producing the leads by far, over above. Like that's it. Right now, we're getting a lot of leads through images, but they're peculiar images. They're not like your typical We Buy Houses images. And so, ourselves, we're doing things in order to kind of tweak the situation. So what I'm going to do here is I will pause these campaigns, and then I will probably the easy thing for me would be to take these two here and duplicate them again. So then that way I can go ahead and just allow these ones that are doing better to run. And to duplicate these campaigns, literally all you do is you hit this duplicate button, and a menu pops up that says, do you want to duplicate the campaign? You press that, you publish it, and that's it. That's it. And then you pause the ones that are not doing that great. All right. Now, let's look at the last one. This last one here is states. States campaign, 13 leads at $13.52. States is we're targeting a top 12 states. Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee, Indiana, Texas, California, just off the top of my head. So they're viable states for doing wholesaling. So we're getting $13.52 per lead. So I'm not going to make any changes here, and that's it. So look, I went through a bunch of different accounts, and so you're not going to have to go through these accounts. You only go through one account. You make some changes, and then that's it. Literally, it would take you less than 10 minutes, less than 5 minutes. 10 minutes if you're making some changes. 5 minutes if you're just looking and you say, oh my God, this is great. I'm busy. I got too many leads. I'm going to let it go, and that's it. A couple of things to keep in mind. If a campaign is working, we never touch it. I don't care what you do. I don't touch it. If you want more, you duplicate a campaign and you get more leads, and that's it. Now, here's the thing. Ads is just one part of what I consider to be the ultimate real estate lifestyle business, one in which You have warm incoming leads, so you're no longer the annoying pest. You are the welcome guest. You're in the sifting and sorting model, and it becomes a business where you can run that is relatively simple to run with high profit margins. I want you to watch that video there. And that video there discusses my ultimate real estate lifestyle business. Watch that now.